Hello, my name is Jen Derringer, and I'm a member of the Human Resources team with the Division of Police. We've put together a brief overview of the compensation and benefits you could expect as a new officer with the division. This information is for your consideration as you are considering a career in law enforcement with the City of Columbus and the Division of Police. Please keep in mind that the information provided today is simply meant to be illustrative in nature. The information is subject to the provisions of the current contract between the city and the FOP Lodge Number 9. Therefore, in order to view the most current and up-to-date information, please reference that contract, which can be located on the City of Columbus's website at columbus.gov, navigating to the Department of Human Resources page and under the Labor Relations section. So most people, when they are considering a new job or a new career, the one thing that they typically want to know is how much does it pay? So the pay structure for a police officer is based in 2 steps, and with each successive step, the hourly rate increases. So you can see that a new officer within the first year of employment currently is going to make $28.34 an hour for just under $59,000 from an annual basis. That continues to increase up until step E at 48 months of employment, all the way through 9 years. That rate is going to be $43.38 per hour. After 9 years, those employees then move into step F, and that rate is at $44.68 an hour. So that current annual salary is just under $93,000. For those who are assigned to a second or a third shift assignment, and trust me, as a new employee, a new officer, right out of the academy, more than likely, you are going to be assigned to a second or third shift assignment. Those positions have a shift differential of an additional $1.25 per hour. So that's above and beyond that hourly rate that you see there at each step. The next thing a lot of people like to know about is how much leave are they going to have, leave benefits. Because it's a pretty stressful job, and so taking time off to get your mind in the right state and just enjoy some time with your family is important. So the contract currently provides for 11 paid holidays. When those holiday days are worked, those holiday hours get rolled into a bank to be used later. I guarantee you, as a new and low seniority police officer, you will be working those holidays. So you may have to provide and plan to celebrate some of the big holidays on other days than on which they occur. So keep that in mind as you are considering this career and looking to see how it's going to fit into your lifestyle and as you talk with your family about those things. So vacation is based upon the number of years of service that an employee has within the ranks of sworn officers. It does also accrue per pay period. It starts off at the time of hire, a little over 3.5 hours per pay period, and then continues to increase based upon a set amount of time. So between 3 and 6 years, you're set at that first lower rate of accrual, and then it continues to increase in step levels. Sick leave, however, is the same no matter how much time you have put in as an officer. Upon hire, each officer will receive 41.55 hours, and then accrues at the rate of 4.616 hours per pay period. Military leave, for those of you who would still have some military obligations that need to be met during the course of your employment, we do offer 22 days of paid military leave for applicable leave under those provisions of the contract. For insurance, the city offers what we call a bundled plan. So the medical, prescription, dental, vision, and life, it's all under one. You select all or you select none. Along with that, the premium cost, all of those are rolled into one single premium deduction. So the coverage for that single coverage is currently at $127.25 per month for single coverage. For family coverage, and when we say family, we mean no matter how many dependents, that could be one all the way up to 25 if you happen to have 25 dependents. That current monthly rate is $455.22. And that is per month as well. So those are split to bi-monthly payments for those premium coverages. Medical and prescription and life are going to be available the first of the month following date of hire. So for example, for that new class that is getting ready to start on July 13th, their medical and prescription and their life insurance is going to start effective August 1st. For their dental and vision, again, it's going to be 90 days following their date of hire. So first of the month following 90 days. If you happen to be a tobacco user along with this, you will also incur a $25 per month surcharge for your tobacco usage. And that is regardless of whether it's smokeless or smoke tobacco. So if that is something that you would wish not to incur, I would encourage you to start your tobacco cessation plan now, so you can avoid that additional charge. So for training, training is continuous with the division. It starts off with the academy, which is currently slated to be at 31 weeks. Our academy is free to attend to the City of Columbus new police officers, and they also earn their full salary from the very first day. We do also then continue with multiple training opportunities throughout the years. And with an annual in-service training that is required for all sworn officers. So your training will not stop with the at the end of the academy. It will continue throughout your entire career until you retire. For assignments within the division, they are all seniority based. So therefore, how you do within the academy is going to have a direct relation upon your seniority rank within your class, and will allow you to get some of the more desirable shifts, or I should say assignments, a little bit more quickly than some of your classmates. Our specialty units are also seniority based, but some of them also have additional qualifications attached to that. So just because you have seniority does not mean you can get into those units unless you also have you meet those qualifications. So keep that in mind as you are going through. I know a lot of people have a lot of strong desire to get into the SWAT units or into K9 or some of the other specialty units. Keep in mind, you will probably be in patrol for 10 plus years before an opportunity may even potentially open up in one of those specialty units, if they even open at all during the course of your employment. So be prepared and be okay with being in a patrol-based assignment for a good portion of your career. Promotions, however, if you are also looking and have a desire to move within the ranks and be supervisory within the division, police officers are eligible to take the test to become a sergeant after 3 years of service. Once a individual is appointed to the rank of sergeant, they also receive a $4,000 incentive upon that appointment. For the ranks of lieutenant and commander, the individuals become eligible to test for those ranks after they have served 1 year of service in each of the lower ranks. So in order to become eligible to take the commander exam, for example, an individual must have also served at least 1 year within the lower rank of lieutenant. And then in order to take the test for lieutenant, an individual must have spent at least 1 year within the lower rank of sergeant. Keep in mind that all three of these lists are active for a period of 2 years. So while you may become eligible after 1 year, say for the lieutenant or the commander exams, based upon timing as to when you become eligible and when those lists expire, it may be additional time before that becomes an option to test for you. So other additional benefits or incentives that are offered to our police officers within the contract include an annual service credit, which increases with each year of additional service. Clothing and equipment is provided to our officers, and because we would like to make sure that you're looking nice and you're keeping everything well maintained, there is also an annual maintenance allowance that goes along to help you with the upkeep and cleaning of those items. A lot of people ask about tuition reimbursement. So tuition reimbursement is eligible to officers after 1 year of continuous service. Only courses which are taken during the course of when the time the officer becomes eligible can be eligible for that reimbursement. So if you earned a degree prior to employment with the city or prior to becoming eligible for tuition and reimbursement, those costs and charges associated with those are not eligible for that reimbursement. All reimbursement must be applied for and approved prior to the reimbursement taking place. We do also provide a physical fitness incentive within the contract, along with a sick leave incentive if you do not take an excessive amount of sick leave throughout the year. There's personal liability insurance provided within the contract. And then, of course, there's also special duty opportunities that come along throughout the course of employment because of your position as a law enforcement officer. So with these as well, people like to know also, we start at the beginning about, what you're looking at when you start, which is wages. And then once you get a little bit closer to the end of your career, you tend to start thinking about retirement. So with that, our officers are enrolled in the Ohio Police and Fire Pension Fund. This is a requirement. Employees do not have the option of waiving their participation in this fund. And they do contribute 12.25% to their own pension. The employer, the City of Columbus, does also contribute 19.5% to that same fund. So there's a little bit of an employer match per se associated with that pension fund. Do keep in mind as well that while you are participating in the pension fund, you are not contributing to the Social Security. So you will not have Social Security deductions taken out of your paycheck. There is also an option for deferred compensation. It's a 457 plan. If you are not familiar with what that is, if you're familiar with a 401k, it's quite similar. They're both stock-based programs. However, the difference with our deferred comp plan is that there is not an employer contribution or an employer match. Instead, of course, like shown above, we are actually contributing to your pension fund through OP&F. So the deferred comp is optional. It's not something that has to be enrolled in, and some people choose to get into it at the very beginning of their employment. Others wait until they're a little bit more established and comfortable and know what to expect from finances. It's all up to you as to when you want to get in. The pension fund starts day one. Deferred comp, that's up to you when you want to enroll in that. I have had people explain it as participation in deferred comp can be the difference between retiring on your front porch, which might be a very nice front porch, or retiring on the beach or wherever your desired retirement location may be. So that is just a real brief overview of the compensation and benefits that are provided within the current collective bargaining agreement. This is the Human Resources contact information. Our phone number and email address is there. And I thank you very much for taking the time to listen about these today. Now, while we are, of course, I will have to put a little plug in here. While I know you're here specifically because you're interested in a career in law enforcement and becoming a police officer, if for some reason you know someone who would be interested in supporting and joining a law enforcement family, but maybe they, like me, know that law enforcement directly is not for them. So I will always tell our officers that I respect what they do tremendously, and I respect it enough to know that it is something that I could not do, and so I thank them every day for it. But I am honored to be able to support them in that endeavor. So if a civilian job is something that you or maybe a family member might be interested in, I do encourage those to reach out and explore the civilian career section of the website at columbus.gov, go to the police division, and then navigate to the civilian careers section of this. But again, thank you for your interest in pursuing a career as a police officer with the Division of Police, and hope you found this information useful. And again, I thank you for your time. You have a great rest of your day. Thank you.